What's up, Heat Seekers? My name is Joe Otis from joeislit.com, and welcome to this week's edition of Lit Picks. It is week 3 in the NFL. We had a very, very boring game last night between the Panthers and the Texans. I'm so glad that game was over with. It was brutal. There were some brutal injuries, one to Christian McCaffrey, where he will be out for several weeks. Let's hope it's a little bit less injuries this weekend. Please. I mean, some people have their fantasy seasons relying on it. I won last night. I got to do an official, or I won last week. I got to do an official score tally, but I'm about to bring my buddy in right now, the one and only Mike Costello. Mike, how's it going?
It's going well. I'm actually 0-2. I'm struggling. And I guess we can compare it to this. I mean, it's kind of like old school television. To the left, we have high definition. And to the right, which is me, I mean, I guess depending on which screen you are, you have the old school, like regular brand TV because your camera is just unreal.
Oh, it's
What's
banging.
going on right now?
It's banging, folks. I got the Logitech HD camera, I believe. My computer isn't that great, so it could be better. But it's better than the regular desktop cam, I guess.
Yeah, way better. Let's just say that. It's like my picks. So maybe if I start winning, maybe I'll get a high def too.
Let's see what we got here. Apparently, Lit Picks isn't on a 5-star time. Is it on the Superstation? It is like TBS.
I was late this week. I apologize.
Would Kaz do this show with the beginning song was Friday night's a great night for a core workout? Would you?
If that includes like you holding a burger and me doing a sit up and taking a bite out of it every time, I would do that. But yeah, there's no chance I would no.
Yeah, there's no
workouts. Listen, they stopped paying me. What's it? We're in 2021. They stopped paying me 16 years ago to stop working out. So I'm done.
All right. Well, let's get this week's pick started. It is week 3 in the NFL season. Are there any surprises that you got there, Mike? Are there any undefeated teams that have shocked you so far?
No. I mean, I've called, like I said, I guess Arizona is kind of the shocker, I guess, because remember last year I was all over them, and I think it was like week 8. I told people, and I was like, this is a team that can go all the way, and then they just did nothing. And now They look like that team again. So I don't really know. I mean, what about you?
I'm pretty much shocked by the Raiders. I expected them to lose last week. I mean, they won. They beat both the Ravens and the Steelers in weeks 1 and 2. That's something that wouldn't have been thought of last year.
Yeah.
They were just the average team last season, and the team that you thought you had high hopes going into with John Gruden in his 3rd season, but they didn't do anything last year. They were definitely a disappointment. This year, they're off to a 2-0 start. Will they keep that? I don't know. We'll have to find out. We'll find out this weekend. They play the Dolphins. They had a tough matchup at the end of last season against the Dolphins. I believe that the Dolphins knocked them out of the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
So we'll get into that this week's action. Let's go into our audience, see what they have to say. Christian McCaffrey. Well, he's out for a couple weeks. I know.
Billy O 1, Rose 0.
Oh no, poor Bob. His hamstrings hurting him.
Yeah, but he hurt himself in a old man's baseball league, and never recovered from it, but we did win the championship, so that's all that matters. I think he still stole a base with that too.
So we're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And let's get into the rules now, in case you're new with this. If you pick the underdog outright, that's 3.5 points and up, you get 4 points. If you pick the underdog outright, that's 3 points and less, you get 3 points. Pick the game spread or over under, you get 2 points. And if you pick the favorite, you get 1 point. And we also have our mega parlay that if you hit that at the end of the show, you get 6 points. You ready to get into it, Mike?
Yes, let's go.
All right. Here we go. Our first game of the week is the Baltimore Ravens at the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions did not cover the 11.5 points last week. I'm a little bit disappointed about that. Against the Packers on Monday Night Football, the Ravens, they had a very, very shocking victory against the Chiefs last week. I'm very, very surprised by that. John Harbaugh showed that he has a lot of balls going forward on 4th and 1, deep in his own territory. It was like around midfield, but still in his own territory. Going for on 4th and 1, I thought that was a very excellent coaching decision, because if you give the Chiefs the ball, it's inevitable that the Chiefs are going to drive down the field and kick a field goal and beat you, tie the game or beat you at the end there. So I thought that was a great decision by John Harbaugh. What did you think about that game last week?
Yeah, I mean, with all the injuries, it was not expected for that to take place, and it did. So I mean, it was I don't know. I'm still kind of speechless with watching that, how it ended.
So I like how the Ravens are going. They're on the right track, even with all those injuries at the beginning of the season. I'm going to take them covering the 7.5 in Detroit. They're actually my survivor pool pick this week, so I really am on board with them. What do you think?
So I don't have a feel for this. I think this is kind of like it's a scary game. Baltimore with all the injuries, having a huge win against KC. Detroit's like a bad team, but like they're going to put up points. And Baltimore lets up points. So I think the safest thing here is to take the over. I can see this game going like 33 to like 24 or 33 something. So I'm taking the over here of over 50 because I think that Baltimore is going to put up 30, and I think Detroit can put up 20 here. So I'm trying to go safe here and go over. I mean, is that the right way to look at this?
I agree.
It's like 7.5 is a lot. It's tough.
7.5 is a lot, but I think that the Ravens. I think they're going to destroy. I think they're going to destroy the Lions. They're just going to outright destroy them by at least 20 points, I think. And then I agree with that. Pat says never take a road team for the survivor pool. And I was thinking about that. Maybe take like the Browns this week, but I just think this is going to be an easy win for the Ravens. I'm just really on board with them.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that, but I think I took the did the Texans play Jacksonville for the first game away?
Yes.
I took Houston. Yeah, I took Houston as my first week survivor, so that was awesome.
Then Mr. O. I agree with that, Bob. I agree with that for the game. So moving on to the next game, it is the Arizona Cardinals at the Jacksonville Jaguars. And this game, the Cardinals, they didn't cover last week when they had that missed field goal by Greg Joseph at the end of the game. And the Jaguars, they're not looking like they're there yet. They're not even looking like they're close, to be honest with you. But they are the home team this week. So I've seen crazier things happen in the NFL, and you always have to expect the unexpected. So I'm going to take the Jaguars here, +8 at home. 8 points is a lot of points, I feel, and I think that they can cover that. What do you think?
For a second, I thought you were going to take them straight up, and I was like, absolutely no chance in that. And I was like, in that, you talk about Harbaugh having some kahunas. But yeah, so just quick reminder here. Last year, I had that mega parlay going. Was it Arizona, the game that I lost it in like the last seconds with something happening and they didn't kick the extra point? That was them. Okay. Well, unfortunately, I forgot about that, but I'm going to take them here at laying 8. Jacksonville's really bad. I mean, if they're getting beat by, I mean, who did they lose to? Tyrod Taylor and who else?
They lost last week to. I don't know who they played last week. Forget.
I don't remember, but if you look at the two quarterbacks, it was Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, now they're playing against Kyler. It's a different story here. I'm taking Arizona.
Right.
And Urban doesn't care.
Let's see what we got in the audience here. Public will be all over Arizona. Avoid this game. I agree with that. Jags are dreadful. They've lost 17 in a row. Urban will bail quicker than ox at wildflowers. And Urban's got his running shoes on. Everyone thinks he's going to leave. I think he's going to stick it out. I think he's going to.
How many years? You think he's going to last the full contract?
I'll give him 3 years. Look, he's won it in college. What does he gain from going back and go to USC and win? What does he gain from that? He gains nothing.
What does he gain from being in the NFL and winning one game a year?
He's
ruining his legacy. That's what he's ruining.
His legacy.
Huh?
He can build his legacy. Look,
how's he going to build it? He's not going to win.
Well, if he does have the ability to win, he can build a team over the next 3 to 4 years.
Good luck.
What does Nick Saban have? What is you, Bear Bryant? Who would you rather be, Bear Bryant or Vince Lombardi? I personally would rather be Vince Lombardi.
Yeah.
Urban is one and done. Look, everyone's turned against Urban. I think that he stinks, to be honest with you, but I don't think he's going to leave. I think he's going to try and build a team. Let's see. Urban and 2. Neither. They're both dead. I didn't get that. Washington football team at the Buffalo Bills. So for this game, this is a game where you think the Bills defense would dominate the Washington football team. But I think the football team I think they got something with him. I like Taylor Heineke. I thought he proved himself to be a decent quarterback last week in the game against the Giants in their victory. I don't think they're going to beat the Bills here, but I do like the over because I think a lot of people are expecting it to be a defensive battle. I think that you have to, as I always say, risk it to get the biscuit. I'm taking the football team and the Bills to cover the over 45.5. I think the game will be something like maybe 28-24. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I don't think Washington wins. I mean, something's wrong with their defense. Like last year, they were good. They didn't lose anybody. They upgraded, and it's like they're not playing well. So I'm expecting them to work things out and get a little bit better, and just kind of go from there. So in this game, like I think Buffalo's going to win. I mean, last week against Miami, Josh Allen he beats Miami all the time. I mean, so I think it's just one of those games. It's a big win. People are looking at it. I think people are going to be all over Buffalo. I'm taking Washington here, and I'm taking the points here. 7.5's a lot. I'm hoping that there's like a late score here. They go up by 6, and then they win it there, and I'm able to close this one out. I like that half a point. That half a point is the key here. If it was 7, I'd struggle.
So it looks like Bob agrees with you, and Pat says the Bills roll, and Justin says that the Bills dominate. I agree. I think it's going to be a really big game by the Bills. They can't lose this one. They can't go. They can't fall back in their division. They won last week. They beat the Dolphins. They shut them out 35-0, and they lost in week 1. They can't fall to 1 and 2. That would be really.
I don't think they're going to lose. I think they're going to struggle more than people think.
All right. Next game is the Los Angeles Chargers at the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, for this particular game, I think the Chiefs are coming home here, and they're going to be a little bit upset with how the game ended last week, and of course I would be. So they're playing a Chargers team that has people impressed. As you remember, week 1 they got Justin Herbert, they got Mike Williams. They have a really solid offense. They were able to beat the football team, and and I mean the Chargers are on the road in this one. I'm going to take the home team. I'm taking the Chiefs -7.
So I think the Chiefs win. But my thing is, here's why. The Chargers just can't close games out. I mean, we've seen this for how many years now? They cannot close games out. It just doesn't happen. But the Chiefs also don't. If you look back at what they've done last year, they also don't cover the spread. They don't. They're a team that really does not. Last year, I think they were they covered the spread like 3 out of their last 10 games. So I'm going to take the points. Give me the touchdown here and let the Chargers come back and do a late touchdown down by 13, score a late touchdown and lose the game by 6, and I win. So that's what I'm going with.
All right. Bob says the Chiefs win by 10, but it's closer than that.
Yeah, I can see it. Like maybe they're down by 20 and then the Chargers just come and score a touchdown. Like a late touchdown is going to happen.
All right. Moving on to our next game, it is the Atlanta Falcons at the New York Giants. I think this game will be the toilet bowl game of the week. I'm not really into watching this one. Saquon Barkley's off to a slow start, folks. I did not like how the Falcons, they were in the game at least for like the first half last week, and then they fell apart completely. This is going to be the really travesty to watch. I'm not going to watch this one, but taking the Giants -3. They're the home team. That's all I really have to say about this one. I mean, if you have to pick all the games, I probably would have avoided this one, but I like the Giants. I think Daniel Jones is kind of a bum of a quarterback. I think the Giants are going to have to look for a new one going into next season. But what do you think about this game?
Yeah, I'm with you. I think every game so far that we've taken, I would have avoided. I think I would have laid Arizona. That's one I would have taken. Other than that, I wouldn't touch the rest of them. This one, I'm just going to go for the points here, and I'm going to say that Atlanta's going to win. I mean, they did kind of play better last week. If you did watch them, they did play a little bit better. So I'm hoping that they kind of string it together. Daniel Jones, I like him. I mean, he's just he looks like a superstar for 3 plays, and then he looks like a freshman in high school. I mean, it's just you don't know which one you're going to get, and I can't bank on that. That injury to the Giants line is just significant. But I will say this. Let me look at this, but Kenny Galladay is going to have a big day. So if there's a prop on that, I would go for that because I think that's going to happen. He's my player of the week. Let's look at it.
I like the over here. Barkley's a bust. Steiner versus Windsor will be better than this one.
Galladay over 3.5 receptions. Lock it in.
Stellar pick.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next game, it is the Chicago Bears at the Cleveland Browns. I think this game is going to be more entertaining than people think about. I think the Browns, they look like the second best team in the AFC right now. They could be the best team if you look at the Ravens, how they defeated the Chiefs last week. Maybe they could be up there with the Chiefs and the Browns and the Ravens. Who knows yet? Still pretty early, but the Browns are definitely up there. They look like world beaters. They look like contenders. They look like they can win this whole thing, which is a very sharp contrast from how it's been several years for them. The Bears, they're a rebuilding team right now. They're entering this game 1-1. They beat a Bengals team last week. I don't think was very impressive. They're going to have Justin Fields at quarterback this week, which should be very, very interesting. But with this game, I think that the fans will come to earth with what they expect from Justin Fields. I think the Browns are going to roll on this one, taking them -7. What do you think?
First off, Justin, welcome aboard. It's great to have you here. Finally, we have a real fan in attendance and somebody that has a better haircut than me. All right. I actually, so the Browns are they're banged up. They're kind of injured. So I actually am going to go, and I'm going to take Chicago here, laying the points. Give me that 7 points. I think Fields, like I said, he's the wild card. We don't know what he's going to do. I think he's going to do stuff with his legs, but I think this is going to be a physical game, and the Browns like to pound the football, and I think the Bears are going to be able to stop them a little bit. So I'm going to take the points here. Be safe.
All right. So Bob says Fields is the X factor. Got to think the Browns find a way to cover. Didn't realize line of 7 might be too high for him. Yeah. All right, on to the next game. It is the Indianapolis Colts at the Tennessee Titans. Carson Wentz practiced today. So
he did.
So that could mean he could be in the line to start this week. He's banged up, and God knows what they're going to do a quarterback there. So with that being said, I think that this game reminds me of another bounce back week for the Titans, where they won last week, where they went to Seattle. They won in a tough place, but they looked like garbage at home in week 1 against Cardinals. I think that should be how it is this week. I'm going to, once again, risk it to get the biscuit, folks. I'm going to take the Colts the money line at plus 200. They're a high underdog. I want those 4 points. And I think that if you look at the spread right now, I believe it's a Titans 5.5. We'll see how it moves this weekend, but I think it's going to inch up closer to the Colts. And when I see that, it makes me want to take them. So what do you think?
So it was at 3.5 before the injury stuff came out. So it went up only 2 points. So that's why that kind of led me to, looking at this and saying, okay, if Wentz is out, then they're going to be playing, what's his name? Brett Hundley. I will take the 5.5 all day long, and I will even double that and make it 13 to 12 to 14 to 15, whatever you wanted to do it. This is a tough game to choose, though, and I do think this is a scary game, though, because, like I said, if you go for those of the 3 people that were in attendance for pre-season, my overs and unders are looking pretty good with the teams right now, and the Colts I had going under as one of those teams, and I don't think they're going to pull this out. It's a home thing. Tennessee looked a lot better last week, a lot better. They got Julio involved. Henry broke out. I mean, I just think this is going to be one of the things. I think that the Colts, I believe that the linebacker, what's his name, Leonard, I think he's out, right? Did he practice today?
I'll check the injury
because
report.
I know he didn't practice the other day, and that's huge, especially if you have a man by the name of Derrick Henry. Was he limited or was he out?
I'm checking right now. He's not on the injury report. I just see.
Oh crap! Okay, then maybe he's healthy. Then maybe I misread something.
Questionable. Braden Smith is out.
Okay, so then he's all right. But I'm taking Tennessee here. I think I'm a Tannehill kind of guy. I think this is an AJ Brown game where he doesn't drop the passes that he dropped last week. So give me the points.
Colts win outright. Hot dog of the week. That's true. On the Colts, they boned me. I'm staying away here. Tennessee is waking up. Mikey, I want Wentz to play and the Colts to lose.
We need Wentz to play. We do need it.
All right, moving on to the next one. New Orleans Saints at the New England Patriots. Now, which Saints team is going to show up this week? Will it be the Saints team that beat the Packers in week 1 will be the Saints team that got destroyed last week playing in Carolina. They'll be playing in New England this week, and I like the Patriots defense, and I think they're going to hold the Saints, but I think that maybe Mac Jones has a nice welcoming out party this week. I'm going to take the over, which is 43, and I think that maybe they'll put up 30 points, and maybe the Saints put up 20. I'm gonna go with the over. What do you think?
See, this is my Costello pick of the week. I'm taking the under here, and here's why. These two teams are the slowest paced teams in the NFL. The Saints are ranked last. And I mean, if you look at the games, though, the game has been a little out of hand and everything like that, and maybe that's the reason why. But I don't think they want to run 70, 80, 90, 100 plays anymore with Winston because you just don't know what you get. So you slow the pace down. You have a rookie quarterback in New England. You have that defense. Slow the pace down. All right. Give me the under here. I think the Patriots game, I don't see this game. I think it'd be in like a 20-13 game. Patriots aren't, lighting the world up either with offense here. So I don't see them scoring more than 20 points. I don't see the Saints scoring more than 20 points. So give me the under.
Bob agrees with you. He likes the under as well. Pat says Belichick will confuse Jameis and force a few picks. Under, a good call. So they're all with you, folks.
Woohoo!
We'll see how that holds up. So the next game is the Cincinnati Bengals at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, for this game, I like what I'm seeing with I'm liking what I'm seeing with Joe Burrow so far early in his career. But looks like that also on the other side, Ben Roethlisberger, he's got an injured pec. So I think that
might help him.
It might help him, like you said. People are expecting them to go the under in this one. I'm taking the over, which is 43. Because it's not like a lot of points. 43, that can be a 24-21 game. So I'm going to take the over here. I think a lot of people are expecting that with the injury to Roethlisberger, that they want you to take the over. I'm sorry, they want you to take the under, and that's why I'm going to take the over here. Because once again, you got to risk it to get the biscuit. What do you think?
No, I mean, I can see your point. I mean, Pittsburgh's banged up, man. I mean, you look at what happened last week with Watt going out and, all the defensive guys going out and everything. I mean, it's definitely a safe pick, but I'm actually going to go a step further here, and I'm going to take them laying the 3 points. I mean, look, they lost last week. Nobody expected them to win week 1. They did. Everybody expected them to win last week. They lost. This is a new week where people are like, I really don't know what's going to go on. Give me them by, laying 3. I think they win this by 4 or 5. I like Burrow. I think that the Steelers are going to get back at it, and this is a conference game. I'm taking them laying the points. I got confidence.
I think the Bengals are moving up. They're ascending, but they're just not there yet.
Right. It's going to take time.
Let's see, Bob thinks the Bengals went outright. Gap dog of the week. Can't believe I picked the Steelers last week. Now I think of it.
I think a lot of people did. Like I said, that's why I think this is the bounce back for them.
All right, so our next game is the Miami Dolphins at the Las Vegas Raiders.
So by the way, sorry, I just have to say something really funny. So I am playing against Deontay Johnson in every single one of my leagues. And I don't think he's going to play.
No. He was injured bad. I don't know what people are thinking there.
I don't know, but I'm playing against him in every league. So.
And I have Chase Claypool, so it's like hopefully he gets more targets.
Yep.
So now for this game, the Dolphins and the Raiders, I like the Raiders. I like what I'm seeing so far. I think watching Derek Carr throw to Waller is a fun connection there. And the thing is, when we talked about the line earlier, I look at this line and I see it's the Dolphins, plus 3.5. And when it's only 3.5, when their starting quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, is out, and they'll be starting Jacoby Brissett, makes me think that Vegas must know something about this game. So if it's only 3.5, I'm taking the Dolphins on the money line. This is my high underdog, hot dog of the week. The Dolphins on the money line. What do you think?
I agree. I mean, I didn't know you were going to go this way, and I took Miami laying the points because I think that they are going to potentially win this game. Like I said, last week was a fluke. I mean, it was Buffalo. They don't really play well against Buffalo. I think this is going to bounce back. I like Jacoby as a quarterback. I really do. I think, Waddle's going to have a good game. I don't know about the run game that much, but it's the Raiders. And if you listen, they've won the first 2 weeks. They've proved me wrong. And if they win this game, then I'll officially say, okay, they've officially proved me wrong. This team is for real. but I still don't believe that they're the real deal, and I never will. And that's why I never touch any games that have their name on it.
The Raiders. Raiders look good. Look. Legit, so they'll lose this week.
He's all about Uni-Watch.
I don't trust the Raiders. Who's about Uni-Watch?
Bob. I mean, if you think about it, like silver and black, it's very it's legit colors.
I like those colors.
I mean, it's very intimidating. Like they're awesome.
Yeah.
It's a great color to have for football.
Exactly. All right, next game is the Jets at the Broncos. Another potential for the toilet bowl of the week here. I think the Broncos are probably going to destroy them, but I'm just going to take the under on this one. I can see Zach Wilson throw more interceptions. I can see him throw more interceptions, and the Broncos defense is pretty good. The game is in Denver, so I don't see why you would think that the Jets have a chance here. So I'm going with the under. What do you think?
Well, listen, the love. There's two teams that I loved, right? It was Carolina and it was Denver, and I think they're both proving it because they're both going to come out and be 3-0. I do, however, think though that I think that the Jets are going to put up a fight in this game. I think they're starting to get Michael Carter involved. I think they're going to run the ball a little bit more. They're not going to put the ball in Wilson's hands, like they used to kind of force those things. And I think it's going to work out for them. And I do think they're going to keep this closer than people think. And that's why the line's just too far for me. So I'm going way high here, and I'm just taking the point in this because it's a game. And I'm just going to take the point here and say that the Broncos are going to win. But I just don't trust I don't trust the line.
All right. Let's see. It wasn't about the unis, actually. It's about them being a fraud. But they're the best unis in football. Is Zach Wilson that bad?
I don't think so.
I think he's been throwing a lot of interceptions that probably aren't his fault, but they're probably also could be the fault of his receivers as well. But he's thrown a ton of interceptions. The Jets are bound to win eventually, but just not this week. That's true.
You know why he's throwing a ton of interceptions? I'm going to tell you why. Because he's not throwing the ball to Corey Davis. He's throwing the ball to Berrios and what's that? The Moore, the rookie. Corey Davis is the man. He needs to throw the ball to him, and that way he'll have a better reception percentage.
I watched this funny video of this kid breaking down the Jets film on it was like a viral video on, I think it was on YouTube or something, where the kid's like, well, this is why Zach Wilson's bad. You see, this lineman's here. He's getting beat. He's getting pushed over. This guy's looking at his own team.
I mean, listen, Becton went down. That's a huge injury. I mean, that's a tough blow when you have your left tackle kind of out there. But yeah.
All right. So our next game is the Buccaneers at the Rams, and the thing is that the Buccaneers here, they have the second best rush defense in the league. So I would, if you have fantasy, I would avoid the Rams running backs this week. I can see this game having most of the points go through the air, but both these defenses are really good. You have Aaron Donald and the Rams. You have the Buccaneers defense with a veteran. Sort of black out. How would we say Devin?
What? Who? White?
Linebacker on the Buccaneers.
White?
Devin White. Devin White is a dominant player on the defense for the Buccaneers. And I believe you
need to get those seltzers, kid.
You got to get those seltzers, folks. But for this game, I'm going to take the under, which is 55. I don't think that the Buccaneers are going to put up a ton of touchdowns this week like they did the first 2 weeks. I think this game is going the under. What do you think?
I mean, I hope not. I definitely think it's going to, but I sure hope not. As you know, I remember somebody telling me that Brady's old and not going to be good anymore. But yeah, that shows how that was really a good statement. But I'm going to take. I think listen. I don't think Tampa's going to go 17-0, and if there's going to be a game that they're going to falter, maybe it's this one. I'm going to try and get 3 points from it. I do think that Tampa probably wins, but with a 1 point range, I might as well just go for the upset here, and I'm going to take it. So let's go.
All right. Let's see. There you go. One of the interceptors went off Corey Davis's hands.
I mean, that happens.
Devin, funny guy. Brady's a man just didn't think he'd throw 15 touchdowns in 2 weeks. Yeah, it's true. I blanked on Devin Smith. I'm sorry.
White.
Devin White.
Devin
I get
White.
him and Devin Bush confused because Devin Bush is on the Steelers
Yes.
and we got Devin White on the Buccaneers. All right, next game is the Seattle Seahawks at the Minnesota Vikings. And Seahawks with a tough loss last week, coming back to play the Vikings, who also had a tough loss on a pretty much a chip shot field goal by Greg Joseph, which was missed last week and caused them to lose to the Cardinals in the desert. This game, I'm just going to take the over because I'm not really sure what's going to happen here. I think that there's going to be a lot of points. I believe Dalvin Cook's playing this week. He's healthy, and I can see a lot of points being scored by letting Russ cook, as they say, letting him throw the ball to Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. So I'm taking the over. What do you think?
I agree. I mean, I thought the Vikings would improve their defense. They didn't. They are the worst passing defense in the league. When you have receivers such as Metcalf and Lockett, you can lock it in. The key here, like I was going to take Minnesota here because 0-2 teams, like they're going to bounce back. This is a game where they're going to win. They're going to do this. But there's one key factor. Seattle lost last week. If Seattle won last week, I was taking Minnesota in this game. Seattle lost. Russ isn't losing 2 straight weeks in a row. It's not going to happen. They're going to win this game. It's 2 points. Costello, lock it in. Yeah, that's right.
Take the Seahawks -2 by Mike Costello, his Chris Costello pick of the week.
No pun intended.
All right, let's see what we got here. Russ kills the Vikings, but the Vikings pretty much need this game. Avoid. That's true. I avoid these teams. No comment here, like Twitzy and Brooksy. Lockett has been dominating.
I know he's on my team.
Fantasy. All right, next game is the Sunday Night Football game, which is the Green Bay Packers at the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers right now are 2-0. There was a much big improvement from last year with their quarterback Garoppolo back. But will they eventually go to Trey Lance? They should. I think Trey Lance is the better talent of the two of them. The 49ers, they have to contend in the best division in football, which is the NFC West. They have to keep up with the Cardinals, with the Seahawks, and with the Rams. So I think that they're going to win this game, and I think they're going to lay the points -3. They are the home team. They're playing home on Sunday night. It's going to be I feel this game will be similar to last week, where I think the public's probably going to want to pick the Packers for this game, but I think that the 49ers are going to end up winning, even though they are the favorites. I think a lot of people think that they think the right choice would be to take the Packers, but I'm going to just not fall into that trap. What do you think?
I agree. Like everything is pointing in that direction, but I am just going to go complete opposite here. And I'm just going to say, I have the Packers winning 10 games this year. I went back and looked at the games and I was like, crap. I missed the one that they should have won in week 1. I need them to win the 10th game. This is where I'm going to have to do it. I'm taking them to pull the upset here and to win this one. I know it's tough in San Fran. I do believe that we're going to see a Lance sighting. Jimmy really hasn't been playing great. If you really watched it, he hasn't been playing that great. I don't think it's going to be much longer for that. And once Lance comes in, you know how I feel about it. It's going to be San Fran all the way. But
especially last week, Jimmy didn't do very well against the Eagles, and
nope,
I think Kittle's been the one that's been suffering the most out of that because he hasn't really been doing much either.
Yep, it's going to happen.
Packers D is bad, man. Niners here. Rodgers doesn't play well in SF. That's because he's distracted a lot. A lot of smart people probably.
He's not well liked. Is he still doing Jeopardy?
No. I don't know. He's not, but he might probably do that at the end when he decides to retire. He'll probably do that when he retires, I think, but we'll see. All right, last game of the week. It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football. I'm sure Mike probably thinks he knows where I'm going with on this one. I think that a lot of people are once again taking the Cowboys here. I mean, the spread's only 3.5. I mean, the Eagles, like do they deserve 3.5? They're 1-1. I'm going to take the Eagles on the money line here. That's why I think that Vegas must know something. That's why they have the line so close for 3.5. That they want you to take the Cowboys laying the points because it's only 3.5. And I think the Eagles are just going to pull off an upset. What do you think?
I mean, I think Dallas wins. I really do. This was at 4 actually, and somebody came in and did a huge thing, and it moved the line down to 3.5 actually. So I'm actually envisioning this to move down to 3. come Monday night. So I would actually wait if you're looking to take that. It's going to drop down to 3. In my opinion, I think it's going to because it's like I said, it's been moving. But I do think Dallas wins. I mean, I think this is going to be a high scoring thing. I know the Eagles defense has been playing well, but Dak didn't play well last week. He's going to bounce back. He's going to have 3 touchdowns. He's going to throw for 300 yards. It's going to happen. That's 21 points right there. They're going to run one, and that's 28 right there. Philly's the question mark here. I don't know what's happening because I like Hurts, but he hurts me to watch him. I don't think he has the arm. I really don't. I just don't think he has the arm, the accuracy, and it's kind of being proven. And I like everything he's done. I don't have the full confidence in him for them to pull this upset here. So I'm going with Dallas, and I'm gonna take the over here because I think there's going to be a lot of points scored.
Great, got that one. Bob says it's just met people with long hair in SF. Where did your mind go, Joey? Onward picks for Joe. Eagles haven't played well in Dallas since the Super Bowl year.
They have lost their last 3 in Dallas too. So
Eagles lost Mailata. What happened?
They did. Yeah, Dillard's starting too, and Brooks is already out. So that's a lot against them. And Graham's out too.
But I like their guard that they drafted. Dickerson is his name.
He's going to start. He's actually going to start.
He's solid. I like him.
He's going to start at guard, but he's going to be the center. He's going to play for Kelsey.
Why would have the Kelsey? I thought is he hurt too?
No, but like in the future, like next year when Kelsey retires, he's going to be the center, but he's starting at guard this week. So
I think it's better than Baldwin, to be honest.
Yeah.
All right, so it's now time for our weekly segment, folks.
Hot dog of the week.
All right, so my hot dog of the week, once again, it's going to be the Miami Dolphins. I can see them winning. I like how the spread is moving in their direction. I think that Vegas must know something that I say take the Dolphins on the money line. And with that being said, I say avoid the Packers, which they're an underdog right now, and I think they're going to lose the Niners. Who's your hot dog, Mike?
So I'm 2-0 with this, and I'm going to go with the Packers. I looked at, like Atlanta's like a 1, so I'm like, I'm not going to pick that one. Why not have fun here? So I'm going to go with the one who's down by 3, and I'm going to go 3-0 here as Green Bay is going to shock the world and win in San Fran.
All right, and so it's a mega parlay time, folks. And here's my mega parlay. I got the Browns laying the 7, Chiefs laying the 7, Colts winning on the money line, plus 200, and Tampa Bay, LA under 55. That'll get you plus 1944. Not a bad investment. If you put in $10, you get back about almost $200 there. Mike's mega parlay. Tell us about it, Mike.
I sure hope that yours doesn't win because I'm against you in 3 of those. So let's hope it doesn't happen. I have the Seahawks laying 2, Steelers laying 3. I have the Saints and the Patriots. I told you it was under, and I'm taking the Cardinals laying the 8. So, I think it's pretty safe. The Cardinals game is the one that I question here. I'm fairly confident in Seattle, and obviously the Saints Patriots I think is a lock. The Steelers I'm a little questionable too, but if that Cardinals game hits, then I think I'm in good shape.
All right. So let's go to the audience. We'll close out the show. Let's see. Wonder why. I don't know what that means. Why does he like skirts? I don't know. Maybe it was like his arm. All right. So that'll be the end of the show, guys. Hope you guys had fun. We had another nice lit week of picks here. And that'll end this. So, as usual, Mike, what do you tell our fans to do?
Stay lit, eat some wings, and have some fun this week.
That's right. Happy week 3. Happy football. We got this going for 15 more weeks, folks.
That's right. We get the extra week now.
That's right. All right. Good night, everybody. Thank you.